Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai. All praise unto Yahweh Shimi Al Shai wa Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Honest you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. So this is going to be a video dealing with the judgment of Esau, okay, and dealing with the future of the people that rule the world right now that you know as the elite banking families, the Rothschilds, okay, the Gettys, the DuPonts, these guys and these cats that rule and run the world right now. Okay, pretty much that's what this video is going to be going in on. And I really wanted to come from a particular angle, but I couldn't find any articles that was really in the vein of what I wanted to deal with, okay, which is pretty much, you know, a multifaceted angle, okay, because when you check out what's happening out there within the world right now, okay, the rise of transgenderism, okay, the rise of the LGBT, okay, the destruction of manhood and boys, okay, the destruction of family, okay, the destructuring of belief in Yahweh, which fundamentally the belief in Yahweh Shimi Al Shai is the beginning of wisdom, doth saith the scriptures within the book of Proverbs. Okay, pretty much what you getting to find out is this is a perverse nation that rules this world, and they push a heavy demon upon these people. That's why you go into the scriptures. It says this was a dark society. And I was trying to find an article to come, an angle to come from. But I said, you know what? Let me just go into the scriptures, because the scriptures is going to go into it. It's going to mention this, and really, this is dealing with the judgment of Esau. But I wanted to give you, the geopolitical reasons, the news reasons, and make you see it in such a way that's for the common man to understand. But I guess I'm just going to have to speak on it so you can understand it as I go, okay? So this is the book of Numbers, the 24th chapter on the 15th verse, and says, he took up this parable and said, Balaam, son of Beor, okay? Am I reading that right? Okay, let me see. Let me search this out, because I got these precepts written out. I had I got a list of precepts here, okay, that I was going to go with, okay. So also shall be, and I should pull up the precept I want. Okay, so Numbers 24 and 18. So I was pretty much there. So Edom, okay, so this, when you go into this scripture here, which really you could do a whole video on this, okay, brothers that are looking for video material, this is a good video to go into there. Okay, and I believe the elders out there in Dallas, or one of the brothers out there, elders out there, I did a video of going into this, okay, from a in-depth perspective, and this is a beautiful story to read about, because even going back then, okay, we knew that these Edomites, these Amalekites, were the vessels of the Most High's judgment. Okay, these are the people, like you create a movie, okay, you're the director of a movie, and you're casting the characters, man, and you pick Robert Downey Jr., and he's gonna be the hero, and you pick whoever's gonna be the villain. Well, that person is gonna fit that bill, okay, they're gonna fit that criterion that you're set for. And this is the Edomites, and going back all the way onto the time from the foundations of the earth, the Most High said he had created them to be destroyed. And when you check out the scripture here, it says Edom shall be a possession, and Seir shall also be a possession. Okay, these are the lands for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Okay, so this also ties in with the scripture within the book of Amos, the 9th chapter, and the around about the 9th verse. Okay, and on down, where it talks about how we're gonna possess their lands, because they're not going to exist anymore within the world. Okay, look at the world that we're in right now. Okay, you got cancer at all-time high. Okay, families, people not eating, what you call poverty is at all-time high, because you got it to where you got a disproportion of usage of resource, man. Okay, you got it to where people out there within India and China out there, they're making shoes for $2, of which there ain't nothing wrong with slavery. But when you check out the ordinances and the things that was put forth within the scriptures, man, our slaves are supposed to have children and be decent, man. Okay, they're supposed to be decent. Okay, now we know that when the Most High has it to where we get to, put the judgment upon these dudes, okay, after that, they're going to be all right. Okay, so it says, Edom shall be a possession, and Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. And out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and he shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. Okay, and I believe that's going into the Lord himself. Okay, and when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nation, but his latter end shall he perish forever. Okay, and the reason I wanted to go into this scripture first, because it really sets the pace. Okay, it sets the standard for what we're dealing here within the scriptures, man. Okay, so Amalek being a top nation, okay, amidst them Edomites, which is the so-called Jews out there. Okay, these are the guys that rule and run the world right now, and they got their subordinate, their the counterpart Edomites, the lower ranking Edomites out there, what you know as the wildlings. Okay. Pretty much, these are the people that rule the world right now. But Amalek being the top nation, the scripture says that he shall perish forever, man. Okay, so when the Most High has his, allows these things to go out there forth, okay, it's gonna be, you ain't gonna see Amalek again. Okay, you ain't gonna have it to where you're gonna see these Edomites again, and that's gonna be a beautiful thing. And as for the earth, man, the earth is gonna flourish in the wake of Esau's destruction. Okay, so let me go back on that scripture. Okay, and this is within the book of Obadiah, and this whole chapter, again, this is a whole chapter dedicated to Edom and the destruction of Edom. So if you're a man of a mind that has wisdom, and you see a whole chapter dedicated to the destruction of Edom, then you gotta be thinking in your mind, well, hold on a minute. Why is the Most High set it up that this man is gonna be a whole chapter dedicated to his, Obadiah? There ain't no second book of Obadiah, okay, that we know of. Okay, and that we accept as canon, okay, biblical canon, okay? But you got it to where here within the book of Obadiah, the whole thing is talking about the destruction of Edom. You got to ask yourself, who was these people, man? And when you read the whole book of Obadiah, you pretty much find out that it's the so-called white people that rule the world right now, the so-called Jews that rule the world right now, that is known as as Edom, okay, because they fit the prophecy. And not only that, when you pretty much check out what they've done to the earth and how they've destroyed the earth, you basically, you're happy that this the scripture is talking about that, man. Okay, when you're reading about endangered species, okay, because they wanted to have a farm there so they can have cattle, okay, and have the next a franchise of McDonald's from off of that beef that they made out there, okay. When you see all of those things and the amount of endangered animals and people having, your grandma dying, or, because you got bad knees because there's concrete all over the place, okay? When you see all of those things, man, and you see that the scriptures speak about how there was going to be a person that was going to come out there and do these things, and there was going to be a judgment for it, man, you know why the scriptures is called the gospel, man, okay? You know why it's called the good news, because when this man is taken out of power, man, it's going to be great news for the earth, for the trees, okay, for the birds, for the bees. Okay, you got it to where you got a mass depopulation of bees right now. And the bees they're the fundamentals of life out here, man. They're the ones that pollinate the different crops that people be eating, man. Now you got what's called wind pollution. That's where you get your your hay fever. Okay? That's where you get your hay fever and all of these kind of things. Okay, but of which really I'm really thinking that hay fever ain't really even, I don't know if that existed in the ancient kingdom. That might be all of the chemicals that they be putting on within the wind. So now it's blowing in your eyes and you're getting all bugged out. Okay, so this is the chapter that the Most High dedicated, concerning Edom. Okay, and the scripture says, we have heard a rumor, an ambassador is sent amongst the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her and bow. That's what you got out there happening within the Euphrates, man. You got these dudes hanging out there, okay, basically ready for war. Okay, you got Iran. Okay, they're talking about how pretty much if this nuclear deal doesn't go through, okay, there's gonna be consequences against Trump. Okay, you got it to where these guys out there within Russia, they're like, look, man. Okay, we're tired of the U.S. You got your troops on our borders. Okay, and we ain't really having that. So let's do the darn thing, man. That's why you're seeing the rhetoric of Russia for the last 3 years, man. That's been they're ready to get it in. Okay, so he says, we've heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent amongst the heathen. Arise ye and let us go up against her and battle. It says, this is the Lord speaking now. I've made thee small amongst the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And when you check out what they've done to the earth, you realize why these Edomites are greatly despised, man. Okay? They have raped, robbed, and murdered. You go out there to Syria, they've just taken, because they wanted the control of the world, they've destroyed the whole of Syria, the whole of Afghanistan. Okay? If it wasn't for the Russians, Iran would be a no-go zone. Okay? So all of these different countries that don't fall underneath the banner of the rule of the United States and NATO, they are completely like desolate wastelands, man. Okay, especially if they got natural resources out there, like the opium that they got out there within Afghanistan and Iraq and that. They went out there, destroyed the whole infrastructure of the city so they can have control of that opium. Now you got soldiers out there protecting opium with guns. Okay, so it's got this nitpick, these scriptures. It says, though art thou exalt thyself as the eagle, though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down. Talking about the 70s when they set their chariots out there within the skies. Okay, now to the point I wanted here, which ties back in with Numbers, the 24th chapter. This is let's go to the point. Okay, so let's start from the 17th verse. It says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. And that's a beautiful scripture, because that lets you know that what? That only the Israelites is gonna make it, man. Okay, it doesn't say upon Mount Zion and Mount Moab and Mount Ammon was gonna be salvation. No, it says Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and they shall be a holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. I mean, we're gonna take their shit, man. Okay, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph shall be a flame, and the house of Esau shall be for stubble, and they shall kindle in them, and they shall devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, thus saith the Lord. So that's a heavy judgment, okay, to be neither left root nor branch, okay, to be completely wiped off the face of the earth, man. That's a heavy judgment, okay. But when you, like I said, like I keep on saying, man, when you check out what they've done within the earth, man, okay, and how they have stolen everything, okay, how they've raped, robbed, and murdered, okay, how they have how did to where you got mass depopulation of birds, bees, okay, you got particular fish out there within the ocean, they're beaching themselves, okay, all because of what Edom has done. All because Edom is ruling the world right now, and the whole, like, it's not even, we're not even just talking about the people, man. We're talking about the trees ain't growing how they're supposed to grow, man. Okay, the wheat ain't growing how it's supposed to grow. Okay, we're talking about, fish beaching themselves because the ocean is too dirty. Okay, you got turtles out there growing, terribly because they have to grow around some plastic. You check out that image, man. That'll make you cry, man. Okay. So it says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah, that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength? This is Yahushua speaking. It says, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. It says, wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the winepress, treading the winepress alone. And of the people that was done with me, okay, I'll trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garment. And for the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And who is this talking about? Bozrah, okay. And let's go into Bozrah and Edom. And this Bozrah, okay, is a town in Edom, okay? And, it's dealing with Edom right there, okay? Edom, okay? The Edomites, Idumeans, the descendants of Esau, okay? The land of Edom, okay? The Idumeans, okay? So the people that rule the world right now, man. And if you want a precept that goes to show you the world is in the hands of the wicked, which is Esau, which is Edom, go to the book of 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter and the 9th verse. It tells you that Jacob is Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we're nearing Esau's judgment right now. So then I'm gonna say, all praises unto Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, honor to brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.